That's the leap that I'm speaking about. There's the craft aspect of design, and you're clearly a very curious and also a committed person, to do things like move next to the factory, go in with the factory workers, get your hands dirty to really understand what it is that these people are doing. Like, that's an intense level of curiosity. And I would like to think also that that is something that all designers share to various degrees, and something that as designers, if we can work more on that curiosity, particularly when it comes to reflecting it inwards in our organizations into the other departments and aspects of what our businesses are doing, that will serve us really well. And you can learn craft. There are institutions who have been teaching craft for a long time, and craft is a beautiful thing. It really is. It makes our world a much better world to live in. The experiences and the designs that we can, appreciate that designers have made. But design leadership, joining the dots, understanding influence, or as Uday Gajendra would suggest, it's the state craft of being a designer, is much more opaque, to me at least, as to how designers can really fully and truly realize all the skills that they have and actually wield influence within organizations. Now, I was curious about this with you because you are relatively fresh into this corporate design world. And yet, as I said, you've seemed to figure out, and it's not just the words that you're saying, I really truly believe that you understand, or you're at least getting a really good grasp on how to be effective in this corporate context. So for the designers that are listening to this, that have aspirations to be leaders, or have recently adopted a leadership position but are feeling like they're on shaky ground, that their imposter syndrome's going through the roof and they're not really sure, what words can you share with them, or what dots can you join for them now on this podcast that might help them to be more effective leaders?
I think I'm fortunate that I have amazing mentors who have really called out things that are within me, not something that I was trying to, a lot of times we all think that. I think the imposter syndrome starts with that, when you don't think that you're enough and you're looking for something that's not within you, outside of you. And to all the designers who are out there who are planning or starting their journey towards design leadership, I'll say just first start by believing that you have something important to share with the world. And by being observant and being highly focused, I think you can do a lot more with the same hours that everyone also probably has, focusing on the task that's assigned to you, being present, the way that I'm feeling with you as well, Brandon, right? Like you're here, you are in this conversation, and you're truly here to know more about me. And that inherent curiosity, which starts from a place of genuine curiosity, like you have to be genuinely interested in the topic. I don't think you can fake curiosity. You can maybe when your boss is attending one of your research sessions, but like beyond that, like it's really about how you carry that curiosity, not just when you're trying to understand business processes, but also when you're having that small conversation with your product owner. Even that small conversation, when you actually paid attention, this person would have talked about a business process, or maybe brought up a requirement to you, or maybe shared a tidbit, maybe talked about an opportunity where design could step in or lean in a little more. Those are opportunities where you can show that initiatives and start setting in those amazing stakeholder relationships. That's the beginning of that. And you start forming these little incubators. You find your people really, and then you say, wow, this person can truly talk to me. This person does not mind spending the time to go through this business process with me. So anytime that I have a question, I'm going to go to this person and ask them this question. I'll feel okay asking them this question. And I've found so many people, even at JP Morgan, who've become amazing friends. And I joined JP Morgan, and I remember the very next week we went into lockdown. So I really didn't have a chance to form in-person connections, but I found all of these connections just because I was truly genuinely interested in what this other person was saying. When I came into JP Morgan as well, I had a very small team because my role was really about being a lead designer and going in and just doing what we needed to keep things moving. But I think I could go beyond that because I had amazing partnerships and people who believed that I was listening to them, who believed that I was paying attention, because every time I would come back into a meeting, I would bring an artifact. So all of these words that we were usually exchanging in a meeting were replaced by an artifact that they could react to. They could point out things that were not working well with it, and that took a lot of me sort of disintegrating all the ego that I had gathered along the way, thinking, you know what, I'm a great designer. You really have to leave all of that behind, and you just have to be this other person who's marching forward. You're a part of the gang, you're a part of the army, and you are in this shared mission with them to make a product that's much better, a product that can truly change how this business is operating today. And I think that's a lot of responsibility.